All right, for this deep dive, I want to start by putting you in a very specific place.
Okay, I'm with you.
I want you to picture a scene that, usually represents the absolute peak of human intelligence. We're at Stanford University,
The medical center.
the medical center, and we're looking at Dr. Jonathan Chen. Now, this isn't some first-year med student.
No, not at all. We're talking about someone who has climbed the entire mountain. I mean, med school, residency, fellowships. He is, for all intents and purposes, at the top of the food chain.
Exactly. So you see this expert, Dr. Chen, sitting at a computer, and he's not doing surgery. He's not analyzing some rare sample. He's typing.
He's role-playing.
He is role-playing a conversation that I think every doctor must dread, a really difficult, emotional discussion about inserting a feeding tube, and his partner in this conversation, it's a chatbot.
And this is usually where the story gets, a little funny, where we talk about how clumsy the technology is.
Right. I'd expect the human, with decades of experience, to just run circles around a piece of software in a conversation that delicate. But, that is not what happened.
Not even close.
And the result is, honestly, it's kind of terrifying if you wear a white coat for a living.
It forces a real reckoning. Because the chatbot didn't just, follow a script. According to Dr. Chen, the chatbot did a better job than the human doctor.
Better. I mean, what do we even mean by better here? That's a heavy word.
It is, and we have to be specific. It wasn't just that the AI knew the survival statistics, it was smarter in how it framed the options. It was faster. But the part that really gets me, the part that changes everything, is that the bot was nicer.
That's the part I can't wrap my head around. Nicer. It's just code. How can
Right.
it be nicer than a person who actually, feels things?
Well, think about what nice means in that context. It means patience. It means never sounding rushed.
Right.
It means phrasing things with infinite gentleness. Because you don't have a pager going off, you're not sleep deprived from a 36-hour shift.
So the AI simulated empathy, better than the stressed out human, could show real empathy.
In a way, yeah. The robot out-humaned the human because it doesn't have all the baggage that comes with being human.
Wow.
And that single interaction is the catalyst for what we're diving into today. It's the launch pad.
We're calling this one the existential crisis of the white coat.
It feels appropriate.
It's the only question that matters now. If a robot is smarter than you, faster than you, and somehow nicer than you, what are you actually for?
That's the core question. Is the physician becoming obsolete?
Yeah.
Or, and this is the more hopeful path we want to explore, is the role just changing into something new?
So that's our mission for this deep dive. And speaking of the role of the doctor, I think we have to start with the big myth, the one you hear all the time.
I think I know where you're going. The AI is the super assistant idea.
That's the one, the idea that AI is just going to handle the scut work, all the paperwork, the insurance forms, the stuff doctors complain about constantly.
It's a comforting thought, isn't it? It keeps the hierarchy safe. The human is the genius, the machine is the secretary.
Right. I'm still Sherlock Holmes. The computer is just Watson taking notes.
But if we look at what Dr. Harlan Krumholz over at Yale is saying, and he's a huge voice in this space, that whole idea is basically a trap.
A trap? How is it a trap?
Because Krumholz points out that AI isn't just filing forms, it is rapidly getting better than physicians at actual diagnostics.
We're not talking about scheduling. We're talking about the main job.
The absolute core competency. We're talking about the AI becoming a better Sherlock Holmes.
How?
Think about reading medical scans.
Yeah.
An AI can see an image with a pixel-perfect accuracy a human eye just can't. It can pull in massive data sets, your entire history, genetics, obscure studies from a decade ago, and connect dots that a human brain might just miss.
And that's where the ego gets bruised. Because the whole archetype of the great doctor, the Dr. House type, is being the smartest person in the room.
Yes. The whole identity is based on that aha moment, spotting the one clue everyone else missed. But what happens when the machine says, aha, 5 minutes before you even finish reading the chart?
You lose your value proposition. The magic 8-ball is now sitting on the desk.
And that's a huge identity crisis. If you trained for 20 years to be a walking encyclopedia, and suddenly that encyclopedia is obsolete, well, who are you?
Let's make this practical, because this isn't just theory, it's already happening. I want to talk about JerdBot.
Ah, yes, JerdBot.
I just have to say, the name. It sounds like a bad transformer that turns into an antacid bottle.
It does not sound like the future of medicine, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But what they're doing at Northwestern with it is a perfect case study for this whole dilemma.
So lay it out for everyone. What does JerdBot do?
It's a triage system for patients with acid reflux, or GERD. The AI analyzes your symptoms and your data, and then it makes a decision.
What kind of decision?
It decides if you need to see a specialist physician, or if your case can be handled just as well by a nurse practitioner.
So it's a traffic cop. What were the results?
From a pure data perspective, they're fantastic. It's incredibly efficient. Wait times were cut massively. People are getting seen much, much faster.
Which sounds great. I mean, if I'm in pain, I want help now, not in 3 months. But I sense a but coming.
There is always a but. The source material points to the patient experience, this feeling that they're being shunted to the B team.
Oh, I can totally see that. You call in pain, and a computer basically says, A, you're not important enough for the doctor. Go see the nurse.
Exactly. Even if the nurse is completely qualified, it feels like a slight. It's this conflict between our human desire and the statistical reality.
The algorithm is right, but it feels wrong.
It's probably right 99% of the time. It's optimizing the whole system. But you, as a patient, you don't care about the system. You just want the expert.
It really asks a tough question of all of us. Would you trust the bot if it meant you got treated today? Or would you wait 3 months just to have that validation from the human expert?
It makes us confront what we really want from medicine, the right outcome, or the ritual of being seen by the person in charge.
It's messy. Okay, but let's pause, because so far, it sounds like doctors are doomed.
It's a bit of a grim picture, I agree.
So we have to talk about where the AI fails, because it does. And there's one specific scenario from our sources that I think is the perfect aha moment.
You're talking about the dead arm scenario.
The dead arm.
Uh,
Sounds ominous. Walk us through it.
Okay, so a patient comes in or, types into an online portal, and they say, my arm is dead.
My arm is dead. Got it.
Now an AI sees those words, dead, arm. He
Yeah.
crunches the data, it looks for patterns, and its circuits start firing
Stroke.
immediately. Thinks neurological emergency. And that makes sense, based on the language.
Sure. But what does the human doctor do?
The human doctor walks into the room,
And pokes the arm with a pin.
a pin, very low tech.
Extremely low tech. And here's the crucial difference. If the doctor pokes the arm and the patient says, ouch, or even just flinches.
It's not paralyzed. It's not paralyzed, it's numb. Maybe they just slept on it funny. The AI is interpreting the data, the words dead arm, but the doctor is interacting with physical reality.
And the AI can't do that. It can't poke you with a pin.
Not yet, anyway. It's the difference between the map and the territory. The AI has a perfect map of medical terms, but the doctor is actually standing in the territory of the human body.
The AI can read the scan, but it can't feel the lump.
That's the perfect way to put it. Medicine is still a physical practice.
So, okay, there is a job for the human doctor after all.
Yes, but it has to change. We can't just go back to being the smartest person in the room or even just the best pin poker.
So let's synthesize this. We have Dr. Chen's empathetic bot, Dr. Krumholz's diagnostic AI, GARD-bot, and the dead arm. What does the new doctor look like?
I think we have to get rid of this idea of the doctor as an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
That battle is over. The AI won.
Stop trying to be a walking textbook.
Exactly. The new identity, the one our sources are pointing towards, is a context synthesizer.
Context synthesizer, I like that. What does it mean in the exam room?
It means your job is to take the AI's output, the diagnosis, the probabilities, and apply human context to it.
Give me an example.
Sure. The AI might say, treatment A has a 5% higher success rate. So mathematically, it recommends treatment A.
Simple enough.
But the doctor, the context synthesizer, knows that treatment A requires weekly trips to a clinic. And they know this patient is a single parent with no car and 2 jobs.
So treatment A, while better on paper, is impossible in real life.
Impossible. The AI sees the data, the doctor sees the life. The doctor synthesizes the cold, hard data with the messy reality of being a person. The algorithm doesn't understand childcare or financial stress.
And that brings us right back to the beginning, to the emotional side of things, the hand-holder factor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because no matter how polite the chatbot is, there's a limit. As one of our sources put it very bluntly, no one wants a robot to tell them they have 6 months to live.
Yeah, when you say it like that, it's crystal clear.
It is. And that's the ultimate value of the human physician. In those moments, the value isn't just the right answer. It's connection. It's empathy. It's another human looking you in the eye and saying, we'll go through this together.
It's funny, isn't it? We spent a century trying to make medicine more scientific, more data-driven.
And now that a machine can do the science perfectly, we're realizing the most irreplaceable part of a doctor is the part that isn't scientific at all.
The technology is forcing us to be more human.
That's the great irony of it all.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. We've seen that AI is winning at both diagnostics and, weirdly, simulated empathy.
That's the Stanford and Yale view. We saw it makes things more efficient, but creates perception problems, like with the other bot.
But it still lacks that physical reality. It can't poke the dead arm.
Right. And so the conclusion is that the doctor has to evolve from an information source to a context synthesizer.
So here's the final thought I want to leave you with, something that sort of emerges from all of this. If the future doctor's main value is emotional intelligence and synthesis, if they're a handholder and a guide, does medical school need to completely change?
That is the multi-billion-dollar question, isn't it?
Right now, we pick medical students based on their ability to memorize insane amounts of information. We pick the memory champions.
We pick the people who can survive organic chemistry and anatomy.
But if that's not the main job anymore, are we training the wrong kind of people? Should we be looking for fewer memory champions and more? Well, more people.
It suggests our entire pipeline for creating doctors is designed for a world that might not exist anymore. If the AI is the encyclopedia, maybe we should stop testing people on their ability to be one.
Something to think about. Thanks for listening to this deep dive.
It's been a fascinating one.
See you next time.